I didn't know I had a price tag. I thought prices were the same for everyone. A $300,000 house costs $300,000. A $25,000 car costs $25,000. You pay the number on the sticker. Everyone pays the same number. Simple. That's not how it works. There is a number attached to your name right now. You didn't choose it. Nobody explained it to you, but every landlord sees it. Every bank sees it. Every car dealership sees it. They see it before they see your face. And that number decides what you pay. Not what the thing costs, what you pay for it. I found this out when I was 22. My credit score was 340. I didn't know that was bad. I didn't even really know what a credit score was. I thought it was like golf. Lower is better. I was also wrong about golf. I needed a car. I had a job. I had my ID. I had my pay stubs. I walked into a dealership feeling fine about the whole thing. I should not have felt fine. The loan officer looked at my paperwork. He didn't say anything for a while. He just looked at it, the way a doctor looks at a scan before telling you something you don't want to hear. Very calm, very slow, nothing good coming. He told me my interest rate was 24.9%. I asked what that meant in normal words. He slid a paper across the desk. Monthly payment, $541 for a $14,000 car for 72 months. That's 6 years. I signed it. I didn't know I had other options. That was the moment I started paying attention. The system doesn't punish you for being broke. It punishes you for not knowing the rules. Those are two different things, and only one of them you can fix. This is the story of how I went from 340 to 810. From paying the highest price for everything to getting calls from banks asking if I want more credit I didn't ask for. I'm going to show you what life costs at every level of this game, from the very bottom to the very top. Because the gap between a 300 and an 800 is not just a number. It's hundreds of thousands of dollars and years of your life you don't get back. Let's start at the bottom. That's where I was. A score between 300 and 499 is not just a bad score. It's a daily fee. The system looks at you and decides you're a risk, and it charges you for that every single day. No days off, no exceptions. Here is what the basement actually costs you. You need a place to live. You find a studio. Nothing special, just 4 walls and a working lock. Rent is $1,100 a month. You show up with your pay stubs. You dress well. You're polite. The landlord runs your credit. He comes back looking like someone canceled his holiday. He needs first month, last month, $2,000 deposit. That's $4,200 before you sleep there one single night. Not because the apartment costs that, because your score does. Then you need a car. You find a 2019 Nissan Altima, 40,000 miles. Price is $13,500. That part is fine. The interest rate is 24.99%. That part is not fine. Your monthly payment is $389. You pay it for 72 months. When the loan ends, you have paid $27,900 for a car that cost $13,500. You paid for 2 cars. You only got to drive one. The dealership sent you a thank you card. Genuinely. Then there is car insurance. At this level, you are paying $290 to $320 a month. Someone with an 800 score pays $110. Same car, same city, same roads. Different price, just for them. Then your phone. No contract plan for you. Prepaid only. You pay upfront every month. People with good scores get billed later. Small difference, still a difference. Everything costs more at the bottom. Not a little more, a lot more. Housing, the car, insurance, the phone. All of it priced up because of one number. I didn't get this when I was at 340. I thought I was just unlucky. I thought life was expensive for everyone. It isn't. Life is expensive for people who don't know the rules. And I didn't know a single one of them. The basement doesn't just take your money. It takes the money you were going to use to get out. That's the part that really gets you. After about a year, I started paying attention. I paid off an old gym bill that had gone to collections. I set up autopay on everything. I got a secured credit card. That's where you give the bank your own money and they give you a card to spend it. Truly revolutionary stuff. But it worked. My score got to around 550, and I genuinely felt like I had figured it out, like the system was about to cut me some slack. It did not cut me any slack. It just stopped being quite as brutal. The 500 to 599 range is the crawl. You are moving, but everything still costs more than it should. I found a better apartment, $1,400 a month. They said yes, but they needed a deposit and a cosigner. I called my uncle. He said yes. He also mentioned it at every single family dinner for 2 years straight. Thanksgiving, Christmas, random Tuesday in March, didn't matter. He really got his money's worth out of that cosign. I went to a credit union for a car loan. Credit unions are supposed to be easier than banks. They gave me 19.9% on an $18,000 car. Monthly payment of $471. Total interest paid, just under $9,000. I was doing better. The numbers were still billing me for the old me. That is the thing nobody tells you about the crawl. You are being charged for who you used to be. The version of you that missed payments 2 years ago. That person is still sending you a bill every single month. Right on time, never late. Unlike those old payments. I started tracking everything. Every balance, every due date, every statement. Not because I had extra money. I didn't. But because I finally understood the number was the key. Change the number and everything else gets cheaper. Turns out that is more useful than just hoping things get better on their own. I checked. They don't. My score hit 620, and I thought I had made it. I could rent without my uncle. I had a real credit card with a real limit. I walked around like I had figured something out. My uncle noticed. He brought it up at dinner. I had not made it. The 600 to 679 range is the most dangerous place in this whole game. Not because it's the worst. The basement is worse. But 620 feels good enough that you stop pushing, and that feeling costs you a lot of money. Here is what I mean. I looked at buying a house, $320,000. My score was 635. The bank gave me a rate of 8.1%. My monthly payment would have been $2,380. If my score had been 760 that same day, same house, same bank, same loan officer, my rate would have been 6.6%, monthly payment of $2,050. That is $330 cheaper every single month. $3,960 a year. Nearly $120,000 less over the full loan. For the exact same house. With the exact same neighbors who would have been equally annoying no matter what my score was. I didn't buy it. I ran those numbers and sat there very quietly for a while. The middle trap hits cars too. At 635, you are paying 11 to 13% on a car loan. Someone at 750 pays around 6%. On a $30,000 car, that is about $7,000 extra. Not for a better car, for the same car, just a worse score. The cruel part is the system actually says yes to you now. You can get the mortgage. You can get the car loan. They approve you. They just approve you at full price. I almost bought that house at 8.1%. I am glad I didn't. Not because the house was wrong, because I needed to move the number first, then buy the house. Waiting is very expensive when you don't do it on purpose, and very cheap when you do. I was learning that, slowly, but I was learning. My score hit 710 on a Tuesday morning. I know it was Tuesday because I check the app every morning, like some people check the weather. And that Tuesday, it crossed 700, and I just sat there and looked at it for a while. It is a number on a phone screen. I know that is not a normal reaction, but at 710, things actually changed. The mail was different first. Real credit card offers started showing up. Not secured cards, not credit builder products. Chase, American Express, Capital One. These companies were writing to me by name. A year earlier, they would not have even looked at my application. I went back to a mortgage broker, same area I had been watching for 2 years. At 710, my rate came back at 6.8%. At 635, it had been 8.1%. That is $270 less every month, $3,240 less every year, just from moving one number over 18 months. I did not get promoted, I did not win anything, I did not get a better job. I just showed up the same way every month for long enough, and the machine changed how it saw me. Car insurance dropped from $240 a month to $160. Same car, same record, same driver. Just a better number. Approvals started coming back faster too. Less paperwork, less back and forth, less waiting. The system stopped treating me like a problem to deal with and started treating me like someone worth keeping. That is the turning point. Below 680, the system is working against you. Above 720, it starts working for you. That flip right there, that is what the whole game is about. I went from being the person the system takes money from to being the person the system wants to hold on to. It took time. It was not exciting. But for the first time, the math was completely on my side, and that felt better than any pay rise I had ever gotten. At 760, the system started calling me a preferred customer. I felt the same. The system did not treat me the same at all. I applied for a travel rewards card, approved instantly. $15,000 limit, 80,000 bonus points, free airport lounge access, annual travel credits. The card cost $550 a year. But after all the credits and rewards, I came out ahead by about $400 a year just from buying normal stuff. They were paying me to be their customer. Sit with that for a second. The same system that charged me $541 a month for a $14,000 car was now giving me free flights and free hotel nights. Because the number changed. Same person, different number. Completely different life. I took a free flight. I thought about that Nissan Altima the whole time. At 760, I bought a new car, $34,000. Rate was 5.9%. Monthly payment, $554. Total interest across the whole loan, $3,780. The old me at 340 paid $27,900 for a $13,500 car. The new me at 760 paid $37,780 for a $34,000 car. He paid more money for a much worse car. That is hard to think about. That is not bad luck. That is the design. Insurance dropped to $105 a month. Landlords started offering deals to keep me. Banks pre-approved me for credit lines I never asked for. My actual bank called me, a real person, not a robot, just calling to ask if I needed anything, offering to lower my rate on things I already had. Nobody called me at 340. Well, someone did call, but they wanted money back. Very different phone call. At 760, I finally understood what this whole thing actually is. It is not random. It is not unfair. It is a machine. And machines have rules. Learn the rules, and the machine works for you instead of against you. I had learned the rules, and the machine was finally on my side. My score crossed 800 on a Thursday, and I will be honest, it felt quieter than I thought it would. Not because it did not matter, but by the time you get to 800, you have already felt most of the good stuff. The jump from 680 to 720 felt bigger, because that jump opened new doors. By 800, most of those doors were already open. What 800 gives you is something different. It gives you power in a room. Here is what I mean. I refinanced my house. My original rate was 6.6%. At 820, my lender called me. They called me to offer a lower rate, 5.8%. They were worried I would go somewhere else. I did not even have to ask. I just picked up the phone. That one call saved me $180 a month for the next 25 years. That is $54,000 I did not have to earn. I just had to be the kind of customer they could not afford to lose. I walked into a car dealership at 820, told them I already had my own financing at 4.1%. My credit union had sorted it. The dealership came back with 3.8% to beat it, then dropped the price by $1,200 to keep the deal. I walked out with a better rate and a lower price, because they needed me more than I needed them. I could not have said that at 340. At 800 plus, you get credit card offers with no annual fees, no extra charges. Sign-up bonuses worth $600 to $800, just showing up in the mail, in case you feel like it. The system has run out of ways to take money from me. I find that very satisfying. Took a few years, but here we are. The thing that took me longest to understand is this. The mountaintop is not a reward for being a good person. The system does not care if you are a good person. It cares about one thing. Did you show up the same way every month for long enough? That is it. That is the whole thing. Do that long enough and the system stops charging you for the risk of being human. Which is honestly the most cold and logical thing I have ever learned to respect. The gap between a 300 and an 800 is not talent. It is not luck. It is not who your parents were. It is not even how much you earn. I have seen people making $90,000 a year stuck at $580, and people making $42,000 sitting at $760. Income is not the game. The score measures one thing. Do you pay what you owe, when you owe it, every time, over time? That is it. But nobody tells you this at 18. Nobody sits you down and says, this number is going to decide how much you pay for your car, your home, your insurance, every year for the rest of your life. Nobody explains that a bad score in your 20s can cost you $200,000 by the time you hit 40. They just hand you a credit card form at a college fair and wish you all the best. Very helpful, very thorough. Between 22 and 26, I paid about $40,000 extra in interest, in big deposits, in insurance that was always just a bit too high. $40,000. Not because I was reckless, because I did not know the rules. That is the real cost. It never shows up anywhere obvious. Nobody sends you a letter saying, this year not knowing the rules cost you $11,000. It just goes, quietly, into payments that were always just slightly more than they needed to be. The system is not cruel, it is just indifferent. It does not know your story. It does not care about your story. It only sees the pattern. So change the pattern. Pay on time, every time. No exceptions. Keep what you owe on cards below 30% of your limit. Do not close old accounts. Do not apply for 5 things at once. Then just wait. Let time do what it does. It is slow, it is boring, there is no trick that skips it. Anyone telling you there is a shortcut is selling something, probably at 24.9% interest. But on the other side of that boring stretch, the mail looks different. The phone calls are different. The numbers that come back when you apply for things are just different. The machine stops working against you and starts working for you. Completely, quietly, without you having to fight it anymore. And that is exactly where you want to be. I am Marcus Webb. Subscribe for the real math.